What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Modded Minecraft Mondays, which I am not 100% sure I'm going to stay with that title, but I'm kind of lazy, so it's already been on an episode, so we're probably just going to stay with it. Anyways, we are back on the server today. I am by myself at the moment. Which is fine, because I actually wanted to work on some Thumbcraft stuff today. But before we get into that, I'm going to explain some of this stuff in a moment. But before we get into all that, like I said in the last episode, I'm trying to film and do stuff with this series a little differently, and break it up a little bit and do more interesting little snippets of content, at least with the group. When it's just myself, I might do a little more thorough, more typical Let's Play style, but pretty much I've been just I told Jesse and Adrian that they could just kind of do whatever they wanted, and if I was recording, I was recording, and if not, no, don't worry about it. So, because we had kind of started this server as a personal, just for fun server, and I didn't want them feeling pressured to be like, oh, you've got to be doing this because we're doing recording, so think of it like content and stuff. So I was just telling them they can do whatever, and I'm just going to be recording stuff. So it'll probably come off a little bit more, probably, I hope, a little similar to stuff that you've seen from, like, Minecraft and stuff, where you have a person that's recording the stuff for their channel, but if everyone's on, then they're all on and talking and doing things. That kind of thing is what I'm kind of trying to go for. So, on that note, I've been recording little pieces here and there while we've been playing on the server, so we're going to do some snippets of shenanigans and whatnots, and then I will get back to kind of my own personal projects here in a second. So...
Put them in a spawner and have them drop into your furnace and make emeralds.
Right, yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet. But
do you remember that? That's great.
But it is my intent.
That's cloning, though.
So,
that's cloning.
So it's not taking their freedom by putting them in a safari net.
No, yeah, it is, because you're leaving them in a safari net.
Okay.
I take them out of it, though.
You take them out of it?
Yeah, take them out and put them in a house, right?
No, just leave them hanging on a drying rack in a safari net.
Oh, then that's kind of...
You're taking the freedom.
Okay, so then it has been established I'm not only taking over the land, but I am taking the villagers' freedom then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, alright, so there you go. Can be done, Braveheart.
The description says, sometimes you just wish to go away from it all. Well, here's your chance to go to a place where there's literally nothing to bother you. Right-click on the portal will teleport you outside the normal flow of time. From there, you inevitably end up just drifting away to the end of time, just a few centuries before reality finally dissolves away. This place is known as the last millennium. All life, energy, knowledge, passion, struggle, philosophy, and meaning is just a few short centuries from being rendered fully pointless. On the plus side, rent is very cheap now.
What?
Yeah, that sounds like...
That sounds like someplace that before I opened the portal, I would have taken off all of my armor and weaponry because I wouldn't want to lose it in case I never came back or something.
I'm gonna do it. Goodness, that sounds awesome.
Dang. Okay, so do that again. Okay, when you're under there, it makes me bob up and down.
Nope. I see you bobbing.
That's so weird.
You're still bobbing, and now you're not.
Let's see if it does. Let's see if it does it to you.
Arcane crafting terminal. What's the difference?
Is it making you bounce around?
Nope.
That's weird. I don't get it.
Let me hop back in and see if it happens again.
Yep. That's so funky.
Okay, so.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I gotta right click on it. Okay, are you recording?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're good. As long as there's a portal back, I'll jump in with you.
Wait.
Well, you showed back up.
Yep. Okay, there's a way back and forth.
Cool.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
Onwards and upwards.
There's what? Who's this? Oh, the last village.
What the heck?
He's got no. What? He's got no trades.
Oh yeah, he does. Wait, no, he doesn't.
There's a cauldron in here.
Okay.
What is? There's literally nothing.
Is it just like a free world where you can just build whatever? Is it bad that I kind of want to see what happens if we kill the last villager?
Don't kill him yet. There's burnt quartz. What is?
It's the last villager.
So it really is just a void dimension, and there's nothing like to explore or find.
I guess.
I wonder if there's some hidden trade with this last villager guy. Like if you put 2 items in like the right combination, if you get something cool.
Oh, he didn't like that. I got his hat.
Well, I guess we'll never know. You have no idea. You have no idea how much I was like gonna fly away so fast. What is this thing?
It's called the cacophobia. You basically right-click on any mob and it copies the sound.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was just standing over here like in my terminal and I heard that sound. I was like, ah!
Oh, I'm so happy.
That's awesome.
Can't wait to use that on Jesse.
Yeah. Alright, back to Thumbcraft. Now, what I've been trying to do, because I love applied energistics, and now that this mod pack has thermic energistics, I'm trying to connect everything together. So I have this as all my storage drives. I finally managed to fill up my drives with storage cells. And I have finally managed to move all of my chests from upstairs. I have no chests other than the ones that are plugged into the inventory manager. That's pretty much the only chests I have up there now. And then this one, I have one more because this wasn't enough to hold all of my stuff at the time. Though if I was specific and migrated things, it might be able to. I don't know. And then I have 2 Essentia storage, which basically work the same way, but they store Essentia. So I have 1024 bytes that you can use, and then I have 11 of 12 types on that one, 1 of 12 on that one. And they just move around because I've been fluctuating with it. I don't know if I explained all this before. If I do, I apologize. I just don't remember. This is an arcane terminal. It's basically an arcane crafting terminal combined with an applied energistics terminal. I said crafting table, right? I hope I said table. Combined with a terminal. Not a terminal with a terminal. That wouldn't make sense. So, basically it works the same way. You have access to your ME system. But, oh poo, I need 2 of those. But you can put your wand in here, and you can also keep a set of armor. So, for example, let me use stone. I don't remember how to... Okay, it's like this, and I'm just going to use this one. So this is how you make arcane stone. It says 1 of 1. It takes, or 1 and 1, it takes Terra and Ignis. But if I hit this button to swap my armor, now it put all my thumb robes on and put my traveler's armor in there. And now you can see it's 0.9 and 0.9 because of the Viz discount that this armor has. So that's pretty handy. One of the biggest features. The other big feature is that you don't have to pull stuff out of here and put it in an arcane table. You just have this here. So that's kind of thermic energistic stuff. You've got Essentia storage cells, arcane crafting terminals. There's an Essentia terminal over here, which I've connected to my construct. And it lets you pick Essentias so you don't have to keep warded jars sitting around. Now, I do have an issue with this. I have an export bus on here. I left it blank so that you could put whatever type of Essentia you wanted. And in case you were wondering, the import bus is for putting things in the ME system. The export is for pulling out of the system. Now, I could have this connected to the wrong opening, or it's also possible under Thermic Energistics, there's the Essentia transportation stuff, which is the import-export. There's also a storage bus, which I have not used personally, but I believe it means you can do both. You can import and export from one thing. I think. I could be very wrong about that, but I have not used it. But the other thing is an Essentia Provider. While import and export buses are useful for an array of jobs, they lack the flexibility to interface with complex alchemical constructs. To overcome this limitation, you have created a device that will allow these constructs to request any Essentia directly from the network. Using the Essentia Provider should prove to be a simple task. Simply connect it to both the network and construct and it will do the rest. Like an Essentia buffer, it has a small amount of suction 8. So I think this is what I need. I've never gotten this far into this stuff, into the arcane infusion and the thaumic energistics, but because this won't work and you make one of these with a crucible and two, you can see the tooltip there, alchemical constructs, it makes me think it's not using the term generally like, oh, just complex construct. It's actually meaning alchemical constructs, like it can't connect to them. So with that in mind, I probably do need to make whatever that was, an Essentia Provider for that to work. This works, however. When you put items in here and it smelts the items and the Essentia ends up in the tube, this will pump in here. That's how I have these. Now what I've been doing is I have an Essentia tube on the side, and so I've basically just been putting warded jars in here and clicking on what type I'm looking for, and it fills up the jar, I put it down, blah blah blah. But I honestly did not read that before. I glanced over it and thought it was more complex. I never caught this line. I always took this as complex constructions and blocks and stuff. I never was thinking about it actually saying the complex blocks that are alchemical constructs, which are these. So that's probably exactly what I need to make. But there's one other big thing that I'd rather make first. So I don't remember how much I actually talked about Thumbcraft before, but one of the big things that I hated about Thumbcraft is the Essentia stuff. Not the Viz and not wands, but the Essentia. I hated having to smelt stuff down, put it in jars, move the jars around. It was just very cluttered and very hard to automate, and I'm a very automated person when I play like Feed the Beast. And especially with this guy, the arcane infusion altar, or whatever this is called. The reason I have a hard time with this is because if there's anything that goes wrong in the infusion, it backs up a minute and tries to draw more Essentia. So if you don't have any extra jars laying around with excess Essentia for your infusion, it can cause all kinds of things to mess up, and then you gotta stop it, you gotta make more infusion, you gotta make more Essentia stuff, yada 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 yada. Very irritating to me. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like this mod's terrible because it's broken. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I'm just not a person that typically enjoys that side of the gameplay for Thumbcraft. So I got head over heels for this block. Much like the Essentia Provider, this is an Infusion Provider. By researching the process of Essentia infusion, you have discovered a method for instantaneous conversion between Digissentia and Essentia that can be used for infusion. By placing the Infusion Provider near a thaumic device, the device can draw Essentia directly from the network as if it were a warded jar. This could be prove to be very useful for the infusion altar. So basically, in layman's terms, you put the Infusion Provider, I was shown from videos and tutorials and stuff to put it under this center pedestal and then connect it to your ME system, which has your Essentia cells. Then all you do is you place your items on the pedestal, you right click, and it will draw from your ME system directly. How cool is that? Let me sleep real quick. So I've already got everything ready. That's what some of this was about over in the Thom room. So you need 2 Salus Mundus, 2 air shards, 2 coalescence cores. Actually, it is 2 coalescence cores. I almost made one of each, because usually they go hand in hand. Like this, coalescence core, diffusion core. And they usually alternate when you make a recipe, but in this one it's both coalescence cores, so that's very important. And then 2 Essentia mirrors. The Essentia mirrors are done with 3 iron ingots, an ender pearl, and mirrored glass, like so. And then all of these Essentias are required, so you make 2 of these, and they go here. Then you need an ME interface, which is probably why I had this set for applied energistics earlier. ME interface, actually not too bad. You make a formation core and an annihilation core, 4 iron, 2 glass, so not a big deal. And these are often used, like with the Essentia transportation and stuff, you've got the diffusion cores are pretty much for Thumbcraft equivalent. So you take the formation core and you do these quicksilver and order or quicksilver drops and entropy to make the 2 different cores respectively. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead and do this and hope that nothing breaks, because it does say there's a moderate instability, and unfortunately I don't have any extra of a couple of the Essentia types. So, nor do I have any extras of the items itself, so I'm kind of hoping we don't have an issue. But these are the Essentias that you'll need for that. It's Machina, or Machina, Machina, I don't know how it's supposed to be said, Ordo, Permutatio, and Precantatio. So it wasn't really that hard, but we're going to grab these. And I apologize if these are this is taking a little bit longer. I was just trying to... I haven't really done a whole lot of talking and setup and stuff. We've only done 1 episode so far. So, yeah, I'm trying to get a little caught up. I'm probably talking a little bit faster than normal, trying to get through some stuff. So, if things are going a little crazy, or we're not getting a whole lot done and I'm just talking and explaining a lot of stuff, that's my bad, but... Alright, so we put mirrors there, and you can put these jars fairly close. I mean, kind of wherever you want. You can put them above or on the side. They just have to be within a certain block distance, so I just put them right there. Alright, so with this one, we've got the mirrors in one corner, the cores in another, and then these are across from each other. Okay, so let's do these. And I tend to build my rooms straight on, but when you're actually doing the recipes, I kind of look at it like this, like the book does. I don't know if that's necessary or if you could put them cross. I think it just has to be equally spaced or something like that. If you actually look into what Thumbcraft actually tells you about placing things, I think it's just equal spacing kind of thing. So there's that. But here we go. So that's all set up. And the last step is to put the ME interface in the center. So we're going to do that. And now just give it a click. And we'll see what happens. So it's drawing. I'm going to keep... Crap. I think it just got rid of one of the mirrors. I don't see it anywhere, though. Did it knock it off the edge or something? Sometimes it just deletes stuff, which is really aggravating. I'm gonna stop this. Alrighty, I believe we are ready to take another crack at this again. So we're putting that in there. I've got all my Essentia. I've got another core. Let's give it a go. And see what happens. Hopefully we'll have better luck this time. Because I will say, it does say that it's a moderate instability, so it shouldn't be super duper risky. Like there's some that I've made before. What was the one? The Osmotic Enchanter or something like that. It's the thing that lets you basically enchant through wand or node viz instead of experience. And that thing has like a dangerously high instability or something, and it's crazy. Like, I had my fingers crossed the entire time because I kept waiting for something to happen. Now, I will say, it's not uncommon for things to get knocked off of pedestals and whatever. I rarely have it actually just straight up destroy the block like that. That was kind of weird. Unless it flew so far that I was just looking in the wrong spot and it's laying down on the ground somewhere, but... no, stop it. Stop with your lightning. Quit it. Okay, we've got all the Essentia. It should start breaking down the items now. So... Crap. Put that back. Alright, I think everything's going okay so far. Come on, do it. Oh, that scared me. Yes! Yes! Alright. We have an Infusion Provider. What? Alright, that's so cool. Hard part's over. Alright, so I decided to do one last infusion before we end up calling it quits for this episode. I'm pretty sure I have everything already set up. So what I want to do is make one of these Essentia providers and see if we are actually right in what we're thinking. It's pretty much the same thing. We have filtered Essentia tubes instead of mirrors, and water shards instead of air. Everything else is almost identical, even down to the Essentia. So we've got all that set up here, and we have our Infusion Provider. Now, there is one issue here, right here, as you can see. Because of the cable facades, it's not doing the typical connected texture like we usually have. So I got thinking about it, and that actually may not be an issue, only because I actually am going to change this eventually anyway, I think to Void Stone, which looks kind of like this. Mainly because I thought it looked kind of cool and magic-y. Though, if that has a connected texture, we might run into the same problem, so I'll have to work on that a little bit. But that's kind of my theory of what I'm going to do with this floor ceiling room here. The rest of this is kind of going to be the same, but the inner, like not the outside wall, but the inner flooring or ceiling to this room is going to look something like that. So, but we should have everything set up to where the Infusion Provider is set up here. So let's go about setting this up. We don't need to put any jars around or anything, which is amazing. Okay, so I think we're doing this right. This actually does use both cores, the diffusion core and the coalescence core. So it's important that you make sure you get the right one on the right spot. Okay, and we'll put that there and that there. Put this in the center and give it a whack. So we should see... Why isn't it drawing? Oh, there it goes. I was like, come on, don't do that to me. So that's pretty awesome. We have no worded jars anywhere, but it's infusing straight out of our Thalmic Energistics area. Now, one other thing to note that I'm hoping will save us is this one was moderate, this one is minor instability. So I'm hoping we don't have any issues. Though, like I said, when it comes to Thumbcraft and Infusion, I never hold my breath regarding that kind of stuff. Let's see how we doing. We're on to Precantatio, which is good. Nothing's causing any problems. And in case you were wondering, if you just were curious and didn't know much about Thumbcraft stuff, all these heads and stuff are supposed to minimize some of that instability. I don't know if it actually works or not, but because we still had issues on both of these infusions that we did. The one deleted an item, and the other one knocked it off a pedestal and stuff, so I don't know how much those actually do. I've also read somewhere that eventually, like late game Thumbcraft, there's actually blocks you can put around or something that's supposed to do something. I thought I read that, or that might have been something else, like Flux or something, I'm not sure. So far so good. And bingo! We have a winner. So that's pretty freaking cool. It actually worked. Now, let's get rid of this, get rid of you, and get rid of you. For now. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I was going to just put the block there, but I don't think I want to do that. And I think I have 2 of these already. Sweet. So what we're going to do instead is break the block behind it. Here. Oh well. And we're going to put this here. Now. Oh, I don't know if I can do that or not. It'll show through the wall. Dang it. Alright, well for now what we're going to do is this then. we are going to put this right here, unfortunately. We'll move the... Oops, no, I don't want to do that. Goodness gracious, what is that? Put it on the wrong side there. Alright, we're going to put this here, I think. Let's go get this thing down here so it doesn't just get deleted or something. Yeah, I didn't think about that being a full block. Oh well. For now, that'll do. That's not really what I wanted it to look like. But now, let's find something simple that we can test this out on, like niter. Where's niter? Alchemy. Glowstone. Let's see if I've got these. I don't. Alright, hold on. Okay, so I found what we're going to do. We're going to do this instead. Rotten Flesh, Pracantatio makes magic tallow. Tallow strings makes candle. And so we're going to try that. Not necessarily the candle, but the tallow. Just to see if this works the way that I think it will. I'm pretty sure that it will, but I am not 100% positive, so let's check this out. Because I wasn't sure for a while if it was actually that I had different... What else can you do? Essence of a shallow grave. Oh, that's for bee stuff. Ooh, leather. You can make leather. Interesting. I don't think I have those, though. So let's click this. Perfect! Look at that! Alright, so we've got our Infusion Provider now. This is a thing of the past. No longer need that. So that's pretty freaking awesome. We've got our Senshi here. We don't even have to tell this what to do, actually. We can just click it, and if it's got it, it'll use it. If we put stuff in here, it goes into our system, and if we infuse stuff, it goes through here. Perfect. Just what I wanted to happen. Alright, so this episode might be a little bit long, because I'm looking at my clock stuff and then trying to count up all the footage that we had already had. So this might get a little bit long unless I cut a lot more than I'm expecting to out, which could happen. So for that, I apologize, but there was a lot I wanted to get done, and I wanted to show it. Some things, like I said before, I'm going to cut and just have things done, but that was my first infusion I've done on the server, and I wanted to kind of explain what I was going for and where my head's at. I'm still thinking of moving this around somewhat. I'm not sure how I want to do that. So yeah, there's that. And I'll also be working on doing some Voidstone or something and seeing how that works. But I'll have to check and see if I cut this, the Voidstone, these cable covers, if it'll do the same thing or not. I don't know if Voidstone has a connected texture. So, on that note, I think we're going to wrap things up. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!